Today we have for you the next installment in spells. This one is Sting and Sting All. So let's take a look what Sting does. It uses agility value as attack in an attack against one enemy. So basically uses your agility as the attack for the Sting move, which you can tell by this symbol here right next to the spell is the guy running, which is the agility symbol. So first we're going to look at is the Sting single target guys first. How we're going to rank them, this is solely based on their agility, so whoever has the highest agility. Right afterwards we're going to rank them based on my opinion / price point as well. So first is Shamas. He is Sting Elite, 0 cooldown. He's the only single target Sting that has a 0 cooldown, which is an auto proc. His total agility though is only 3734. His HP is 2003, and his defense is 1040 and wisdom's 1479. His attack does not matter because he never actually attacks with his attack. He only ever uses agility because he's always auto proc. Next is the newest fighter, Piporius. I did do a review on him. He is Sting Elite, which is good. He's a 3-to-1 cooldown, which is okay, I guess. And his total agility is 4,407. His HP is 2,792. His defenses are, for his defense he's 1,452, and for his magical defense he's 875. And his attack is 4,249. So here the attack does matter because he procs every other turn for his Sting. So his attack value will get used. So the nice high attack value is nice. And third, which is obvious, is the legendary Udo. Not much contest here considering he's a legendary. Sting Elite, but he has a 2 cooldown. And the cooldown's kind of out on this video. Give me a second. For some reason, Udo's box on Wiki's larger. Whatever. What matters is he has 7,217 agility, which will hit like a tank. Attack is 6,956, so when he's not using Sting, he's still going to hit pretty hard. HP 4,559. Could be better, it could be worse though. His defenses are slightly low. Defense 2374, and his magical defense 1441. So overall though, he's a legendary. But we're going to re-rank them now as my opinion and price. So in third and last place I rank Udo. Udo runs 200 to 220 bidders on average, I've seen. You probably can grab them for a little bit lower sometimes as well if someone's desperate and needs some bidders or nux. So it depends. Reason why I rank him lower is because his cooldown's a 2, which takes forever to get Sting. Nice, he's fast, and it'll hit kind of hard. The problem with Udo is his low defense and his mediocre HP. He's fairly easy to take down. He's not too much of a threat. Especially if it's only a 1 where he has a 3 cooldown. His Sting will most likely kill the fighter that you have if he procs it, but for him to proc it, it takes 3 or 2 turns, so it's pretty long. And at 200 bidders, I mean, he's an okay legendary. I personally don't have him anymore. I sold him. But let's move on to the next one. Piporius is the next one. The reason why we rank him here is because he has a 1 cooldown and not auto proc. He's a 3-to-1 elite Sting. The reason why you rank him here is just because he's roughly around 40 to 50 bidders, so he's affordable. He has decent attack too and agility, so when Sting does proc, he'll do a lot with the agility, and when he doesn't proc, he'll still do a decent amount with his attack. He's a entry level fighter to medium level. He's not an expert or advanced level or anything like that. A person that's been in the game for a while would not want this fighter either, so I wouldn't worry too much about him. But for a new player, yeah, he's great. He's not bad at all. Sting. Now, single target Stings, the first 2, number 3, number 2, they'll be trumped by Sting Alls later in this video, so I'd wait for that. But let's move on to the last one. Last one we have is Shamas. The reason why he ranks number 1 of the single target Sting is pretty obvious. It's Sting Elite with a 0 cooldown at when he's 5 out of 5, which makes him awesome. So he procs Sting every turn. His agility is 3734, his HP 2003, and that's really all that matters other than the defense at 1040 and the wisdom at 1479. But overall, Shamas is actually a really good fighter. Being Sting single target, being the only one that has an auto proc is also awesome. The problem is he's somewhat rare nowadays. He's been out for quite a while. He came out back when I think I first started playing this game, around that time. He's been out for a long time. Price wise, honestly, I don't know. There's only like 4 trades up, so he's fairly rare. I can only guess 50 plus in bidders, probably somewhere in there, maybe 80 or so. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. There wasn't too much off price wise for me to go by, but it's most likely at least 50 plus for sure. But let's move on to the Sting All guys now that we have the Sting single target done. So doing the same thing as before, we're going to rank them based on their agility from last to first. There's a total of 7. So in 7th place comes New Swain. I actually do have one of these guys, 5 out of 5. I got him from an event, Wild Seed, a while ago. I do not use him really too often. He's not that great. The reason why is he's Sting Adept and it's 3-1, which is fine. Most Stings are 3-1. He has 3,511 agility, 1882 HP, and fairly low defenses. So overall, being the super low agility is why obviously he's ranked at number 7. And number 6, we come in with the Firebird recolor, Irosu. Let's just go with that. At 3,891 agility, Sting Adept 3-1, which is pretty much the standard now. Well, kind of. There's 2 exceptions. Total HP 2085. Its defense and attack and stuff are all mediocre. I mean, they're in the lower range end where they're going to be for most of the rogues. And number 5th, we have Tarquin. Tarquin's fairly well known. He's been out for a while. He's actually the original. Derp is actually the recolor. Tarquin is Sting All Depth 3-1, which is, like I said, standard. Nice is he has super high attack, so every other turn he'll use the attack. He has decent agility, which is 4292. Decent HP at 2723. Defense and wisdom are still okay. I mean, 1413 and 851. Coming in at number 4 is Numacy. This guy is pretty good. He's fairly rare though at this point. It's a little bit harder to find. He's still out there though. Sting All Depth 3-1, just like we've been talking about. 4,427 agility, 4,268 attack, HP is 2808, defense 1458, wisdom 877. Overall, decent fighter. Price wise though, we're gonna have to wait till we go to the actual comparison. Oops, not sure how Quag Gutter got moved, but he did. This is one of the exceptions. Quag is 4-2, so he has a 2 cooldown, which is, in my opinion, not as good as the 1, obviously, because it takes longer. HP though, 2862. His attack 4355, and his agility 4517. So he has high agility. So what he does do Sting All, he's gonna hit pretty hard, which is nice. Honestly, forgot where I was because I went to do a coughing fit. But 4-2 cooldown with 4517. Coming in 2nd place, we have Enton, one of the better Sting All fighters. What's awesome about him is he's Sting All Adept 3-1, so which makes him really good. His agility is 4986, HP 2673, attack 2037. Now the attack's slightly low, which is slightly disappointing because every other turn he's going to use the attack. But here's some nice bonuses. Is his wisdom defense is going to be 1974 and his defense is 1390. So his defenses aren't horrible compared to the other Sting Alls, but it's not the best either. And coming in at number 1 is Burnham. Reason he ranks number 1 is because, like I said, this is based on agility because that's what the spell uses. 5,688 total agility. So he's the king of the agility. So overall, Burnham has super high agility. HP is kind of low at 2122. His attack's fairly low because it's going to be 2 turns of using attack, so that's kind of disappointing there as well. Defense is okay. His wisdom is kind of high, so that'll help with magical damage. But let's take a look. Let's re-rank them based on my opinion in the price. Alright, so in 7th place I would rank New Swain. He costs around like 20 bidders. He's fairly cheap. Really just for beginning players. I wouldn't recommend him really too much to anyone, other than if you really wanted a Sting All and you didn't have much to spend, he'd be what you go with. Number 6, we're going to rank the Firebird Recolor. This guy, rank him at number 6, just because he's not too good. He has low agility, low HP. Everything's pretty much mediocre to low end range. He's not the best. He's not super cheap either. He's about 30 to 40 bitters. At number 5, we're gonna rank Numacy. The reason we rank him number 5 is because he's super rare and he's really expensive now at this point. The cheapest I found was like 200 to 220 bitters for a 5 out of 5. For the price range, it's just not worth it. I'd rather have 3 of the other fighters or 4 of the other fighters in front of him. 3 of the 4 in front of him is what I mean to say, versus just having 1 of him. So at number 4, we're going to rank Burnham. The reason we rank him at number 4 is low HP, his low attack, and taking 2 turns to do his really strong Sting All is just not worth it. The odds are he'll probably die before he can proc it, unless you get lucky and it's already up to proc when you start the fight, if you're doing PvP. Other than that, though, he's not very good. He's going to die really quick. Coming in at number 3, I rank Quaggutter. The reason I rank him number 3 is basically solely on head. He has a cooldown of 2. Quaggutter runs around 40 to 50 bitters. So overall, he's not super expensive, but he's not cheap either. I think I forgot to say how much Burnham was worth. Burnham's like 50 to 60, and Quaggutter, like I said, is around 40 to 50. Maybe be able to find it a little bit less. Depends on the time. He's still fairly common because he just came out. But like I said, the reason I rank him at number 3 is because of the 2 for the cooldown. Coming in at number 2, we have Tarquin. Tarquin is a great fighter. He runs about 90 bitters or so. Sometimes you can get him for a little bit less. All depends on what someone's looking for at the time. But his 4292 agility with a 1 cooldown, his high attack and defense and HP makes him a nice Sting All fighter. Coming in at number 1, in my opinion, the undisputed champion of Sting All is Enton. Now, the reason why is it's a 1 cooldown, it's Sting All, it's 4986 agility. He has nice defenses compared to the other Sting Alls. His attack's the only thing that holds him back slightly, and his HP is 2673. Overall, Enton is, in my opinion, the king of Sting All. And the cool thing is he's only about 50 to 60 bitters. He's not super expensive either, because he was fairly common because he came out in an event, and they also did him as an invite ID. And during the invite ID, it's the first time they ever did it, where if you got all 10 invites, you actually made a 5 out of 5 epic. So they actually made him fairly common, being an invite ID where you could actually get 10 invites and you got a 5 out of 5 epic right away. It was awesome. So there's a lot of them out there. That's the only reason why he's so cheap. I'm sure people made alternate accounts and got a bunch of 5 out of 5s and then just traded them off to their mains. But he's the undisputed king of Sting All and Sting, in my opinion. I'd rather have a Sting All versus a single target if you're going to have a line of 3 of them. But to each their own. If you want Shamus, go ahead. A little bit expensive to get. But if you want a Sting All Enton for the price, I would definitely go with him. As some people message me, they like him and they ask why everyone's messaging to buy him, because he's a fairly popular Sting All guy. But that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Sting and Sting All spell breakdown. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and watch my live events. And post in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. Either way, I'd like to read your opinions on it. Thanks again.